witches! It's Witch Angel Nakora, and welcome back to Pesterquest. Sorry if my audio sounds a little bit different than normal. I'm having to keep my door open in case this guy was to pop up and go sit and sprint on our roof because we need a new roof. Anyway, okay, we've already went through Gansey's route of this new chapter. And guess what we're doing today? Well, pull on your pirate garb, strap on an eye patch that has 8 pupils. Grab your feet of spawn deck, and we're popping into Route 2 of Volume 6, The Scourge of the High Seas. Hello, Vriska. I don't know why you're my mom's troll, because you're a Scorpio, and she was a Scorpio. Well, yar-har-har, we found a pirate ship. Your latest narrative jaunt has you walking down an Alternian shore. The two moons light up this beach cove in shades of pink and lime green, the reflections playing at shimmering patterns in the gentle waves. It would be beautiful if not for the haggard, monstrous gulls picking the flesh from dead and pungently rotting fish, crabs, and even one of their own. You keep your distance as they eye you warily, gore on their chipped beaks. They are not potential friends. Everywhere you jump, serendipity seems to guide your hand. But would it be all right to call you fortunate? The night is cool, almost cold. You kick a pure white seashell down the beach. Skips gracefully in the dark gray sand. You have brought friends together and just barely begun to master this tremendous and strange new power. But no, you think, you're not fortunate. As you walk down alone down the sand that's still radiating stored up heat from the searing day, you feel a pang. Something is missing. You know you felt this way before, but you can't place when. You have a gulf within you the width and breadth of this ocean, and isolation so plain, so true that it just seems impassable, invincible. You step on a weird bug and you don't even care. Yeah, you're filled with a sudden, almost comforting conviction. Nothing you have done on your journey has really made a difference. Is it? If you can pick up and put down the lives of these alien weirdos and human weirdos and shake them like an etch-a-sketch when things go wrong, are you really accomplishing anything? Or are you just building crappy castles in the sand with flimsy plastic implements, castles that won't mean crap for nothing when the tide rises? You've decided. You are a creature of solitude. You are a rock. You are an island. From now on, you walk alone. Maybe an angled figure crouched with terrible posture on a deck ahead, sure. That figure may be sitting next to an intriguing-looking moored ship, yes. But surely one glimpse of a potential life to meddle in won't immediately make you fall off the wagon. Back to a life of inerrant friendship, right? Oh, hey, Vriska! Love that alarm. Sweet, new friend. Gosh dang it. You amble over to the girl hunched on the dock like the stupid thimbo friend slut you are, doing an acrobatic frickin' pirouette off the wagon. She hasn't seen you yet, so you watch her like a creep. She's leaning over a complicated pile of papers, erasing boxes and filing them in again. Every once in a while, she pauses to roll various dice. As soon as you take one step onto the wooden dock, she looks up and jumps with a feline quickness in a standing position, looking immediately ready for a fight. Wow. What are you? You raise your hands in a pathetic sort of I'm innocent and weak motion, which for you is basically any motion. Wait a second. You're that weirdo that's bothering Kanaya, aren't you? Yep, you are exactly that weirdo. And now you're here saying hello to a new stranger and maybe a new friend. Isn't that great? Great. Just what I needed. More meddling. I know I'm the coolest, but I'm kind of dizzy right now. Big campaign tonight. Dude, you're so good at campaigns, you tell her. You tell her about hope and change. You helped Al Gore hang a Chad, tip a canoe, and Tyler too. What the frick are you even saying? Don't call me dude, or anything else for that matter. You mean you're down to help? Maybe be her campaign manager? Ha! I'm the captain here, buddy. But as it happens, I'm currently out of first mate. Wanna be a swabby? Oh, so it's like a boat thing. Yes. So that's why there's a boat here. What are all the papers on the ground for? The campaign, dumbass! They're the character sheets from me, the greatest petticoat SEAGRIFT ever to sail the HC. One of our friends was raised in a cave, and she still knows what FLARP is. Probably can zap over to the cave and ask her then. Her look of indifference is immediately replaced with a tilt of the head, as though your threat to leave caught her attention. Ew! Not unless you want to smell like cat pee for weeks and get high off of secondhand nip. Look, it's simple. Pick a name and roll up some stats. For example, I am Marquise Spinneret Mindfang. I'm the scourge of the high seas, an undefeated champion of naval FLARP. My colors on the horizon turn even high bloods into sniveling cowards. But you say that sounds really cool, but aren't troll names 6 letters long? You mean, you've only met a couple before this, but for some reason you have a clearly strong sense of the rules here. I'm in character here. Try to keep up. I guess that explains the outfit. She seems really into this. It's all a bit intense. Isn't this just a game? FLARP is more than just a game. And I'm the best there is. That's it. If you agreed to make a character and sail with me, I'll tell you my real name. You look at her elaborate costume over at her ship and decide, why the hell not? You've already made your friend bed, now you have to sleep in it. Not that you're going to sleep or anything, that'd be patently ridiculous. Or patently ridiculous, sorry. Okay, that's so cool. Okay, let's walk you through that. You should be flattered that a master gamer like me is giving you the full tutorial. I had to read the books myself, with no help. Oh, look at this over here. Okay, the very top one here, Throne of the Empress. That's like a throwback to the her Imperious Condescension, also known as the Empress. Who, by the way, is like a total pain in the ass, if you get the joke. Okay. The first thing you do is roll values for each of the 10 dice rostra. Simple, right? I feel like I'm being tutored in Dungeons and Dragons here. She pops a huge bag of dice out of her Sylladex and starts handing you groups at a time. You roll 2d4 for dice rostrum thrown at the Empress and get 2 1s. You roll 6d6 for dice rostrum, conductor stand, and 6 frickin' snake eyes stare up at you from the wood of the dock. Wow, you're really bad at this. Take the insult lying down. You gotta hand it to her. When she's right, and she's right, so she's right. You finished all 26 dice rolls required for this game, and you've gotten the lowest on each one. What rotten luck. I have never seen anyone roll this low before. I didn't even know you could get a 0. It's okay, we could save this by putting the stats in the right place. She flips to another page of the player's handbook and shows you the attributes of FLARP. For some reason you can read them, despite just arriving on this planet for the first time. Right? So your Vim, Grit, Pultitude, and Grace combined with your real-life vitals make your HP. Wait, real-life vitals? Your body is weak and crappy! Is this some kind of hardcore game? The most dangerous game? If you die in the game, do you die in real life? Yeah. You didn't know? The sheer combined shock of what you don't know could kill an elephant quicker than Thomas Edison trying to discredit an immigrant. Ouch! We just got into real life crap here. You get to roll again when you level up, so you won't be so pathetic forever. I mean, if you survive. But with a scourge like me at your side, you're on easy street. I'm jealous of you, really. You gulp and nod. Okay, let's finish this. The Marquise grins. Her lipstick smears a bit where her fangs jut out. You think that's just how it is for trolls wearing lipstick? But Kanaya's was perfect. She pulls out an 8-ball out of her pocket and smashes it suddenly and violently on the dock. You jump at the noise. She looks at you pitifully, and then decides not to make fun of you. Out of the wrecked plastic sulfitic sphere, a gross, frickin' grubby worm appears. It's like the size of a wiener dog. When it's wriggling, you see that it's pulsating. Ew. Covered in the blue-tinted family recreation water, one side of an 8-ball, the grub's swollen ovipositor glistens. It extends to deposit a massive brood of eggs, each glowing in the center with a slowly pulsating LED light. This is so freaking gross. You look away and dry heave a bit, leaning up a dock. So far, this game sucks butt. Jeeg. Don't tell me you've never seen a game grub before. You also tell her that you've never seen a game grub before. Also, she should have given a content warning before she makes you watch a thing that includes a glistening ovipositor. What? Ah, crap. Yeah, that was pretty gross. Here. You bring up the pause menu, click on warnings, and give it a read before making an informed decision. Have those been here the whole time? Okay, where's that at? Pause menu. Warnings. Here we go. As a general rule, Pesterquest contains adult language, violence, and innuendo. Content warnings, specific routes can be accessed by clicking on each route title. And for this one, cannibalism, animal, mind control, arachnids and insects in detail, war, gore, death, parental mistreatment, gender and identity discomfort, strangulation, dyspraxia, stimming, United States politics, historical, and panic attacks. Ew! Gross! All things I don't like! Also, let's look at Gamzee's warnings. Blood, gore, death, parental neglect, and drug use. Ew. Apparently, Vriska's has a lot more warnings. Ew. Let's see. Blood. Okay, got that. Eep. Abusive guardian, of course. Uh-huh. No warnings. Basically, John's is like the most tame route. And currently, the most violent route we have is Vriska! Thank you, Hussy. Thank you, Wet Pumpkin, for giving us these. But seriously. Ew! Vriska taps her foot impatiently while you frick around in the game client. For some reason, seeing a full list of content warnings isn't easing your anxiety about what's ahead. It reminds you of something that once made you really angry. In fact, you're especially worried about the gore and death tags. Maybe you should just peace out of this. There's basically no harm whatsoever in you yeeting out of this one. It might save you a drowning for good measure. Not that flirtation with dangerous ends is not exactly rare for you. If we peace out, she may see us as a whim. So let's play FLARP. You know what? You're an informed reader and you're a prepared gamer. You got this. You ask Vriska what's next. Oh, poop. I need to go to the thingy. Sorry, I was like really freaking out here. She points to one of the glowing, blinking eggs, which is hatching a pixelated looking bat. It flaps its way into the air with a high-pitched squeak and starts glowing and projecting a holographic image of a torch. Alright, all you have to do is assign your dice roster to one on your attribution sconce. What? Take your bets and we're stacked. Your 2 top stats determine your starting class. There's a lot of classes, but I'm already the best one. Alright, that seems simple enough. Drag attributes into the dice roster you want to utilize for them. This decision is permanent, so make sure you're satisfied before pressing finalize and ensconcing them. Okay, cool! Okay, what do we do? Okay, we got a movable object. That sounds pretty good, actually, because it's more like a pretty strong class, I guess? I haven't played Dungeons & Dragons in years. Let's see what else is left here. Equine, linebacker, ballerina on the battlefield, divine urchin. That sounds so cute. I want to go with that. Okay. The starting class would be divine urchin. Unassumingly ratty, you flip through groups of enemy lines with the grace of an angel. A max level petticoat SEAGRIFT and a level 1 divine urchin? Not exactly the meta strat. You're lucky you paired with the #1 gamer on Alternia. Before I can carry you to victory, we just need one more thing. There's more of this bullcrap. What now? The giant sandworm's gonna poke its head out of the sand and pick up some more freaking game mechanics that'll be described in excruciating narrative detail? Quit being so dramatic. Your character needs a name. Oh, a name! You already have one of those, though. You told Jade it already. I mean, you're not feeling as comfortable with it right now for some reason. Why is thinking of yourself as a distinct being with an identity and a future feel so uncomfortable? What's wrong with you? Might as well just make up a character name. Oh, I thought I'd name my character Nikora Ravenswood. The Marquise welcomes you aboard his ship, Nikora Ravenswood. That's actually my character. My online persona is Nikora Ravenswood. So there you go. As soon as you confirm your name, the other eggs start squelching and cracking into more little flying holographic biotech projectors of various shapes and sizes, moths and dragonflies and lightning bugs zipping off into the distance. Vriska captulogs all her various books and character sheets and pushes her eye patch glasses up the bridge of her nose and clambers up the gangplank of her ship, which you see has a name painted on the side in CERULEAN script as you follow her. Brigantine. Here, hold this. Vriska hands you a rope and you hold on to it, keeping the mainsail rolled up as she scurries to and fro, aft and bow, across the deck of the ship, making adjustment. Well, yo-ho-ho and a bottle of grub juice, I guess. Watcher tried to tie a double bowline, but struggled with the dexterity of her mechanical fingers. Swearing in frustration under her breath, you politely look away and try to make idle conversation. You ask for her end of the bargain. What? Her name! You made a character, she tells you her name. That's the deal. She secures another rigging and stomps back over to you. You haven't really made a character until you're in costume. Is your fit not already fresh? Perhaps even the freshest? Here. She dumps an extra outfit out of her inventory, looking almost exactly like an earlier version of hers. Smaller and with more amateur stitching. You put on the big bridge coat and feel super badass. She looks at you, tilts her head to evaluate, and then grabs a jaunty hat, feather and all, from her Silodex and pops it on your head. Nice. Alright, my name's Vriska. Vriska Serket. Don't you forget it. Vriska Serket, or the Marquise, satisfied with her preparation, snatches the rope from you and lets it go, unfurling the mainsail. She practically skips to the captain's wheel, ready to steer the brigantine out of the harbor. The only basis is one step closer to friendship, but for a moment you feel like you got told that name already? Your brain is messed up enough without remembering stuff that maybe didn't happen in canon. If canon is even a real thing that means anything anymore. Your unsettling metatextual introspection is interrupted by Vriska shouting, "Roll for initiative!" You hear the buzz of projected bugs boarding your ship, and soon 4 flickering holograms appear on the main deck, looking like lurching zombie trolls. You already hear dice rattling on the deck, and you look over to her to cheat and figure out what you need to roll. Alright, I'm starting with an 18. Looks like you got a subtract modifier. 19. Guess you go first, Nikora. This is it. It's LARPing time. You look down at the piece of paper with your abilities on it, ready to cast Magic Missile or Bugsby's Grasping Hand or some crap. You pick the top attack from the list. It's your special class ability. You channel the spirit of the Divine Urchin, point straight at one of the holographic zombies, and yell that you're casting Communion of the Cantankerous. Grab a d20 and blow on it in your hand. Your lady luck, no snake eyes. Other gambling terms, whatever. You let the icosahedron of tabletop destiny drop to the air, awaiting the result with bated breath. You get a 2 and a miss. Gosh dang it! Vriska laughs out loud. Check out how a real gamer does it. Then she shows you how a real gamer does it. Over the course of this and the next 4 holographic encounters of ballooning complexity, tediousness, difficulty, and word count, she just rolls so many gosh dang dice to keep track of how many gosh dang stats. You're overwhelmed, bewildered, and tired of doing math in pencil by the time the last squid-themed hollow monster dies. You were worried about the danger of this game before, but it seems like the only way you're gonna die today is from freaking boredom. Then you spot it. A schooner painted all in black emerges from the fog. Checks with Vriska that there's a ship on the port horizon. Vriska looks right. Does she not know the difference between port and starboard? Huh. You're pointing in the proper direction, and she gives that mischievous grin of hers. Now it's time for the real action. We've entered the PvP-enabled zone. She puts aside her character sheets and dice, drawing a blue saber. She holds it in one hand, the ship's wheel in the other. That's the Rue, the ship of Dreadclaw Ophelia. Top of the naval flight leaderboard. She's got a whole crew on that boat. But she's just another rich sea dweller with hired help, and she's been too scared to face me. Vriska's pointing your ship straight at the Rue, and you pick up speed. You can make out a troll girl with thin ears and a gaudy purple outfit that you described as a sexy pirate Halloween costume from the world's most bougie party city, Dreadclaw Ophelia. It's absolutely garish compared to Vriska's more northern core approach to RP activewear, but dressed more humbly than the captain are a bunch of lowbloods staying behind her, clutching crappy rusted swords and shaking. So let's bring the fight to her! You're not slowing down. You point straight at the enemy hull. Vriska steers your ship directly into the well-pointed schooner schooner, sorry. I am not versed in boat speak, okay? And you struggle to keep your feet on the shock impact, which knocks the violet blood and her frightened thralls to the deck of the Rue. She yells over the din of horrific wood-on-wood screeching. Hey, Swabby! Want to be really good at sword fighting? You look at her with stars in your eyes. Yes, you do really want to be good at sword fighting. You nod eagerly, and she underhand tosses you her blue-hilted saber, which you catch eagerly. Vriska grins back, puts her hand to her temple, and squints with her one good eye. The 7 red dots of her prosthetic seem to smear and blur as her vision loses focus. You've managed well to this point as first mate of the brigantine. Your sea legs seem to give out all at once. She's using mind control. When her eyes flash like that and that symbol appears, she's controlling you like a freaking puppet. You drop the sword you were just given and it clatters to the deck. You try to tell her something's wrong, but your mouth lolls open and you drool a bit. A dull pain gains a sharp and sudden clarity. It feels as though 8 spindly legs are crawling on your head. No, in your head. Each football feels like a knife cutting through butter. Or football. Why am I saying football? At some point, all sensation slips into nothing, and you follow the sword to the ground, asleep. What the frick? Wake up, moron! You don't hear that, and you don't wake up. The salt and swell of the ocean gives way to the rustling of alien trees. No longer do you hear the scream of gulls following your ship, waiting for corpses and gore to tumble overboard. It's all peaceful. Consciousness returns to you, and its first present is the discovery that you're face down in slightly wet dirt. Something got in your mouth. You spit it out and sit up, brushing muck off your FLARP costume. Wait. That's not a FLARP costume, that's a hoodie with a jagged cerulean symbol. A different symbol on it. Loose-fitting. As though it belonged to a friend. Half memory swim in your mind as you take in the scene, just as familiar as your clothing. A stump sitting in a clearing between the trunks of a purple tree Alternian forest. A harpoon sticks out of it. Uh-oh. This stump would typically fill you with unease, an aura of death and defeat. But a squirrely silhouette cuts through the darkness, and you step further into the clearing and you feel your heart lift. Hey, it's Bulldeer! I haven't seen this chick in a while! I love this little chick! Sitting there on the stump, kicking bare feet back and forth, tilting her head to the side and smiling impishly is her friend Baldur Lamati. You remember her. You remember her! Oh, I love her! Fancy seeing you here. That's a joke. I'm a figment of your imagination and was expecting you the whole time. She pats the stump next to her in an inviting gesture and you sit down. You feel less adrift than you can ever remember. You tell her that you missed her. Of course you did. You got yourself into a real mess, dear friend. You ask about all your old friends. Sitting next to you, they flip through your mind clear as day, as though the memories were never locked away in the first place. How are Tagora and Gallic doing? Has she run into Ardata again? What's going on in the neighborhood? Do folks miss you? That last question collapses her wry smile into a genuine crestfallen expression. I can't really tell you that for sure. You've seen it for yourself. Just how much you can do. There's a whole nother disturbance in this neighborhood, and it has nefarious fingerprints all over it. It was almost like he was preparing for this. If I try to stay one step ahead, and remember what I'm fighting for. You? The question is arresting. What are you doing? Even with your memory clouded, you've just been bumbling in other people's stories, breaking things as you go. Well, there's nothing wrong with breaking things. It's like they say. Sometimes you gotta compromise a few unfurnished tuck-piece embryo in the name of a complete breakfast. You tell her that you haven't had a good breakfast in ages. One of the places you were had swords in the fridge. Also, you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. You're going where the river takes you. But things are different now. There's a great power within you that you're just now realizing. The power to shape the river, to use its waters to scour the lands as you please. A power even he doesn't fully understand. You look down at your hands. Sitting next to her, you start to remember the green rune, the story you've fallen into. You tell her there's so much broken and you have no idea how to fix it. You tell her you wish she was real and not just in your head. She'd know what to do. She tilts her head inquisitively. Am I, though? Just in your head, I mean. The story is only broken if you accept that it is broken. You think the story is something given to you. But it's not. Puppet masters may try to tell you that the strings they are pulling are the only ones. As she says this, her head jerks back oddly, but she continues whispering, calm as ever. Don't be afraid. Don't let anyone tell you that the story belongs to them. Not him. Not anyone. You feel it too. It feels like threads that tug at your body, and it hurts even more. Her limbs twitch and pull in gruesome pantomime as more and more strings loop around her and disappear skyward. They nearly surround her completely, but you are powerless to resist. Paralyzed. It's for you. It's always been for you. Remember, friend, the only question. She only manages to spit out 4 more words as she is swallowed up and tangled in a spider's web of marionette strings, choked and broken. What will you do? Older. I'm sorry, all this image is kind of freaking me out here. Wait, where am I? The whole scene seems to be melting away in searing green, and you are falling. I don't know if that's popping up, but my friend Gabriel played Pesterquest too. And you're falling, dancing beneath the skilled hands controlling you. He is here. He was already. Ticking of 1,000 clocks, exactly in time, echoes around you. Did you miss me? I seem to be on your mind. I'm flattered. It's no wonder you're thinking about me just after meeting one of my greatest disappointments. You really do spend too much time around willful little girls. It's starting to give you ideas. Ideas of choice, of challenge. You're relevant because those holding the strings decide you're relevant. An observer. The show must go on. But don't make the mistake these little ingrates did. It can go on without you. The bits that really matter, at least. What's that? Am I doing this? I'm not afraid not, darling. I don't even know what you're referring. Okay, I just got done playing a high school Markiplier, and seeing Doc Scratch there reminded me of Darkiplier. Just holy crap. That's freaky. Tears sear at the edge of your eyes again. You try to keep Boulder's words in your mind as the strings squeeze the breath out of you. What will you do? Another voice seems to answer from another place entirely, scratchy and loud. It says, "Fix this." You wake up. Cold stone and a draft greet you. Charming. You blurrily open your eyes, memories of the dream already fading to wisps in your mind. You're in the cluttered bedroom, or the cluttered respite block that you're sure is Vriska's. Based on the broken 8-ball scattered everywhere, you pick yourself up out of the ground, try to think about how you got here. You passed out on the brigantine. She must have brought you home. But where is she? You turn around and see a window. You look outside and see a dramatic scene below. Vriska is mind-controlling a group of thralls, ones that she must have won off Dreadclaw while you were out cold, and marching one by one toward the massive web. Perched in the web is a giant spider, heaving, hulking, hungry. Vriska is about to feed the losers of this game to her Lucis. Can't watch. No thank you. Okay, holy crap. Vriska's Lucis is a giant spider monster that eats children. This explains so much, and also raises a significant number of questions that you're gonna think about while not watching these kids get eaten. You look for something to distract yourself with. You spot a raggedy black book, much older than anything else in this room, with Vriska's symbol on the cover. You reach for it and open it up, flipping to a random page and seeing what looks like a journal scrawled in Cerulean, but not Vriska's handwriting from your character sheet. Inside the first page, you see the name Mindfang. You read, and holy crap, you're very unsure this is appropriate for a young girl to be reading. You keep flipping through the different parts, and wow, this just gets worse! Vriska named her character after this? You lose yourself and hate reading Mindfang's long stories about petty crime, dubious content, and weirdly detailed description of the outfits of a woman named Red Glare, aka Terezi's ancestor. You're surprised then when Vriska walks up the stairs, hands in her pockets, looking at the ground. She doesn't even look at you before sitting down on the floor across from you, cross-legged, and staring 1,000 yards into the distance. She rocks back and forth, hands still in her pocket. You go to give her a reassuring pat on the back. As soon as you touch her metal shoulder, cold even through her shirt, she turns to you with a jumping glare and hisses like a cat before facing away again. You get the message. She takes an 8-ball out of her inventory again and then savagely, brutally beats it on the stone floor of her room until it's nothing but shards in a puddle. Then the two of you sit. She occasionally picks through the debris of the 8-ball and rocks, clenching and unclenching her fists. But as the minutes pass, her breathing slows bit by bit. You don't say a word or bring up what happened. She's the one who talks first. Earlier, you seemed confused about why I care so much about playing a character. She thumbs the dog-eared edge of a worn piece of paper in a sharp clawed hand, staring at the wall. She still has blood on her jacket, blood that almost makes you retch with memory of spidery mandibles devouring her spoils. One glimpse of it made you sick. What would dozens do? Hundreds. I mean, it seems obvious to me that the Marquise is the greatest and coolest character ever made. But I've been here for so long, it's sort of like a part of me. Everybody's wearing shapes every day and acting like something, right? But most people are so boring! They don't dress up, they don't act, they're always so obsessed with being the exact kind of troll they were yesterday. Maybe you don't have to be the same. Maybe you can go on message boards and try out being someone new and find out you don't like it. Maybe it's nice to be called something you didn't call you. And meet people who only ever knew you as the girl online or on the other ship who's super badass and good at things. Come on! You can't tell me you never want to be someone else. You edged a bit closer to her during this rant and you were looking at the sheet of paper in her hand. It's a spreadsheet-looking series of boxes she filled in with red ink. Marquise Spirit Mindfang, classified SEAGRIFT, gender female, levels, all of them. I'm sorry, that's just a little funny to me. She's dueled all over the margins, art of her containing ships and swinging swords and drinking out of goblets. Have you ever wanted to be someone else? The question makes you uncomfortable. Just pondering who you are now makes you filled with unease. It's like playing a character. Going on a sheet like this for yourself seems impossible. A piece of paper representing all your physical and mental attributes? Blank canvas. The common outlines thereon define the boundaries of every conceivable personality. You don't even know how you'd fill in the gender box. You've been busy making friends, okay? Suddenly she turns on you, and there's a desperate, kind of crazy intensity in her good eye. Like your gaze will burn you. You're gonna leave, aren't you? No, yeah, of course, everybody does. Did you think I was like this? I used to have a partner. She didn't like it either, but she helped anyway. Like you, yes. Except she didn't puke when she saw blood. And also not like you at all. She made rules. She loves rules. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not like big on those. Gambling queens broke all the rules all the time. And that's what she gotta do to survive. To make the voice stop hangering me. And like, she heard her loose in her head too. But she didn't need anything from her. That's what I even like. I've gotta be the best. I have to. I didn't get all the levels just to look at them on the sheet. You saw me out there. It's dangerous. She tried to kill me and left me alone. And I got even because that's what you have to do to backstabbers. But they don't feel even. It doesn't even bother her. Nobody ever cares. They just leave and move on, and I'm just still stuck here on this stupid world. How are people mad at me for putting losers out of their freaking misery? This planet freaking sucks. Good boy, that's a lot. You let her finish her tirade. She doesn't look straight at you for the whole thing. You gently ask about her Moirail, who you did just befriend, would feel about her saying she's alone. You see a lot of thoughts flicker through her head, and you see a lot of expressions dance across her face. She settles into a look like she's smelling something off. People always want crap from other people. Sometimes you know somebody and you can't describe like what your whole deal is. You grow up with these ideas about what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to be. You get handed these strict categories, tables in your player's handbook. And then you read stories or journals or whatever they say that's a mate spirit, and you feel like this about them. But you have a Moira that just meddles with you because you're just too broken for her, and she just wants. And you get told, oh, this is what a rebel looks like, and you look at your black date, and it's just an absolutely repulsive slimy eel who always wants you to kiss him, and ew. Man, I could really use an upgrade in that department. And then there's someone who comes along and none of that stuff makes sense to you. You just like being with her. Or it's not even like, you just feel like crap makes more sense with her. I would say it's like you have this voice in your head saying you're not good enough all the time. But she makes it quiet. But I actually do have a voice in my head saying I'm not good enough. God, I'm not explaining this right. What I'm trying to say is, you have the doomsday device. Everyone leaves, nobody cares, and we're all waiting on a call up to war. And look, I'm ready. I'm the best at war. It's just a big FLARP. But I'd rather have a plan B. You give Vriska a moment to breathe. You don't give her a reassuring touch on the back, remembering her jump and hiss when you tried at last. She's like a feral cat, this girl. Tangled, greasy hair droops over her shoulders. They're always hunched up, like something would come for her throat if she exposed it to anyone. I wonder if she's ever let her shoulders down around the girl she's talking about. A neck, perhaps? Of course she did. You wonder if she ever will again. You hear a in your ear and a squirrely little laugh, and you suddenly remember a green room that you've had to thought before somehow. You ask her the question that's been consuming you, or more accurately, not consuming you. Why were you locked up here when everyone else got fed to the spider? She tenses up immediately when you ask this, and takes some time to clench her fists and then release them. Some people are off limits. She has to eat, but she doesn't eat my friends when I bring enough food. And you're counted as off limits? You're one of her friends? Oh my god, don't get a big head about it. I wouldn't let her eat Karka either, and he's not like my BFF sleep for life or anything. Plus, you helped me out, and that's the pirate code. Plus, Bessie Fangs would be mad. It must be hard separating trolls into two classes, friends and food, like that. It must be hard, and nobody understands. I mean, that's how it works here. Everybody's got someone to kick down on. Except Rust Bloods, but that's the breaks. Somebody's gotta be on the bottom to keep the whole shebang afloat. Telling people lower down on you is what all the school feeds say you're supposed to do. Get ready for a life of Space War again. It mostly seems like they just kill Marlowe Blood. That's all it ever is. My ancestor. She looks left and right as though she's gonna be overheard and leans in spurtingly. She sounds like she's letting you in on a secret. A secret. My ancestor mind thing? She sailed around being the terror of the high seas for a while, but she fell in with a group that's gonna do something about all that. Bunch of weirdos led by a mutant who wanted revolution. The Signless. I've always wanted to be like her. I liked using her name more than my own for a while, dressing up like her, learning to sail. But I was in a back here with a pile of corpses. That's what having a lose is, right? Sometimes you don't get to do what you want to do. She talks to me, you know. It only stops when she's full. Always whispering in my head. Saying I was better than her. Saying I deserved all those things that happened to me. Even when I was bleeding out on this floor. You look at the cold, cluttered, uncomfortably drafty room. Whatever happened to her face and arm must have happened here. You see a broken figure silhouetted on the wall. You look back at Vriska and know what she is. For all the bombast, insults, killing. You're looking at a survivor. You're looking at someone who did nothing wrong. You remember Dave's carefully crafted defense of her persona. You remember Rose eating oatmeal for dinner in a drafty, brewless mansion. Jade in the shadow of a volcano, raising herself. Your world can be as brutal as this one. Earth makes survivors too, and you have made a difference for them one at a time. Blessed be to that. I too am a survivor. Long story, but we won't get into it. All that nihilistic bullcrap earlier makes it feel like someone shouted at you by some meddling voice. Someone holding the strings. Frick that! You're gonna be a gosh dang hero today. You're gonna make friends with this whole frickin' planet if you have to. And you can make it better. Or at least less of a complete dumpster. Tell Vriska you'll be right back and sprint down a spiral staircase. Ew! That is one big spider, and I know my friend Alita will not be looking at this episode because we do not like spiders. Keep running, humping your beautiful legs straight out the door of Vriska's giant hive. You don't have to color inside the lines of someone else's story. This is your motherfucking narrative now. You take a leap when you reach the cliff and barrel over, falling fast, wind whipping past your face as you tumble through the air towards the giant white spider. A leap not of fate, but of hope. You crash into the carapace of Vriska's terrible spider-mom murder-mom hard, cracking it with a piercing shriek. At the same time you... Zip! Hundreds of feet above the mouth of the volcano on Jade's Island, and kick off the back of the spider, leaving the giant, troll-gorged arachnid tumbling into the lava as you zap back to Alternia, back to Vriska's respite block. You appear behind her. She doesn't notice you. She's looking out her window, down at the empty web with a shocked expression. Still looking out the window, her stunned silence turns, slowly into a grin, somewhat less generous than you would describe as crap eating. Holy crap, Nakora Ravenswood, you actually did something! Got rid of the evil spider-mom from Vriska. Friend get. And see you later, giant spider queen. Hope you die in the freaking lava. Gross. Even though all those warnings were there, and a bunch of them made me want to vomit all over my floor, I'm happy. We got through Vriska's story, and it turns out she is a survivor of a mom that's constantly hurting her self-worth and made her this way. Telling her that she's not beautiful, that she's fatter than her, making her feel like she didn't belong. I've had friends who've had moms and dads like that. But you know what? They've all come out stronger. They too are survivors. I'm a survivor of many things. So, psychological, physical, mental, sexual, even religious abuse. And I've come out stronger. I mean, I'm 31 years old. I'm going to turn 30. Now I'm 30 years old. I'm going to turn 31 next year. And I thank Gaia every day that I'm still alive. I have survived a lot of things, including things I cannot say on YouTube because it's triggering to some people. But I'm just glad that we finally got to understand Vriska a little more. And how we even helped her out by getting rid of her spidermom. You know, it just feels good to actually be called by my YouTube name on here than being a faceless person. But it's kind of cool how the main character has they, them pronouns. So it's kind of neat. Even though my pronouns are she and her. But that was all of the routes for this update of Pesterquest. I will go ahead and get this edited and uploaded and get back to Pokemon Backwards Fire Red and Snakewood. Even though it's no longer October, I'm going to go ahead and finish that game. And we still got more and more time for Pokemon Sword and Shield to come. Yay! And even though I won't be playing it on the channel, I'll be watching others play it. I've already got my copy of Shield pre-ordered. So I'm going to get out of here. And we'll wait for the next update of Pesterquest. And let's hope we get to meet some more low bloods this time. Maybe Aradia and Tavros. Or maybe Nepeta and Solix. Who knows? But I'm going to get on out of here. Y'all know what to do. Hit the like button with a big old booty. Bobbity boop. And I'll see you all soon. Mwah! Stay magical, my friends. And if you're a survivor, be proud you are. And help those survive what you went through. Because you never know. Someone may be truly suffering on the inside. Love you.